Hi everyone, my name's Boyt and I'm back with some more Age Mythology. The Titans action spawning on the top of the map in the blue color playing as Set. His name is Joe. His opponent today in the red color playing as Oranos. His name is Skady. The map is Oasis, and this is a best of 5 for the best of the best tournament. Hosted by Shelty, played by the best of the best. Casted by everyone but me. I'm only on the recording game so far. I haven't had a single... Well, I've had one single live game, which was really, really good, I tell you what. But no live game, not very little live games, because everyone just seems to want to play from, like, I don't know, 16 GMT to 24 GMT. And I'm like, I'm asleep. Guys, I'm asleep. That's my life. Anyways, Skady moving forward, going to be eating some of these zebra. Makes a big mistake here. This mistake here from Skady is going to be fairly traumatic for him. The problem with what he's done is he's gone for a hunting dogs build. And on Oasis, as Oranos, unless you see yourself starting with 5 zebra in your home base or 4 zebra in your home base, you see those zebra, you should not build this economic guild. You should just go for a 4-minute advance and put the pressure on there straight away, because if you don't see your hunt in your starting base, chances are your opponent's not going to see their hunt in their starting base, and they're going to be in a really difficult situation against the early pressure from the run. So it's going to be a late advance time, and we do see that there's the hunt over here that Skady has spotted with his oracles, so he's going to know what to hit. So he could have gone for a 4:30. A 4-minute advance time, attack this with the oracles and be really, really happy. But this is Set. Set's got the advantage of being able to make gazelles of Set. And I'm pretty sure there's a build. I haven't revealed it yet, but there's a build you can do which you can auto-queue gazelle of Set from. And basically, if you have 0 hunt on the map, you can still function as if you have hunt as Set. So long as you have, I don't know, a couple of zebra and 2 giraffe out here, you're going to be okay. But that's not what's happening here, I don't think. We're seeing Skady moving over here. He's going to actually have to fight these hyena off first, which is going to hurt him even longer. And there's the hyena going down. Relics on the map. We've got Anvil of Fire. There's big relic there for Skady. And we also have the flagstone of Buhan. That's going to be, it's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. Walls are pretty expensive. We see all the units moving up here for Joe. He's going to attempt to hunt as much of this as possible. Imagine 4-minute advance time here. Just imagine. He grab the relic on his way over here, and then going to eat these giraffe. We'll see if Skady can hit his timing or not. There's a random hyena of Set here trying to kill Skady's animals, but Joe's going to retreat away. He's also eating berries at this point, so it looks like the villager coming over here going to be throwing down the temple. Is trying to surround his town center so that if Joe goes for a shifting sands timing attack, or just a shifting sands villager attack on his town center, villager rush, it's not going to work. But there's still a lot of surface area to play with here, so Skady probably needs to throw down like a military barracks and a counter barracks here, but that also leaves his gold mine open. So I wouldn't be too perplexed or too surprised to see Joe go for Anubis here, given that this gold mines here, he can move in, he can force out watchtowers, maybe even kill this if he sends villagers forward onto this location. He could also go tar shifting sands onto this spot here, kill the sentry tower with like 3 villagers, and then come over here, build a mining camp on this large gold mine, and then sit on this gold mine. What does Skady do? Some really, really aggressive play here from Joe's Set is possible, but he's going for like a 5-minute advance time, so it's pretty late. But Prometheus is 5:05 this time because of how bad Skady's map was, and this does come down to going for that hunting dogs build blindly here from Skady. So big mistake. Oh, we're also seeing a random hyena taking down the oracle for Skady. Not that it matters so much. He's not going to be doing anything with it, but not going to be valoring it, but it's nice to have it alive to get some scouting in there. We see more of these monkeys here, and Not much else going in. Still no monument for Joe, which is a little bit surprising. I'm seeing Joe's going to be able to eat all of this hunt. He's got a good amount of goats in his base. I mean, it looks as if Skady's got the majority of them, and he's actually spreading them out really, really nicely. We've got hand axe coming through for Skady. Hyena of Set coming in over onto this location. We see a vision here as well. The units look like he wants to shifting sands here, so he does come in on this spot. There is a mana. The Pharaoh does a lot of damage and the Wadjet to the citizen of Oranos. Now the unit's going to be trying to take the mana down, and Skady's got nothing he can do here. He's going to attempt to eat as much of this as he possibly can, but it's not going to do a lot. And the villagers have to come back out, and counter barracks, double counter barracks has to happen here for Skady. It might be even worth it to just make a Valor onto this villager, but he's not going for it. Instead, he's going to attempt to snipe those villagers. The army of, or the Pharaoh and Wadjet for Joe going to retreat back home. His town center coming back up. Now, I would have loved to have seen that, given how late Skady advanced. I would have loved to have seen like 3 villager, 5 priest, shifting sands onto the sentry tower, kill this with the villagers, push off with the the villagers off this gold mine, and then move over here and grab this and be in a really, really dominating position. But not what happened in this game, unfortunately. Valor coming through for Skady. He's going to be moving forward with his Terma. This town center is going up, no problems. Problem for Joe is that he doesn't have any hunt. He's got berries, which are meh. He's only got 8 villagers on food right now, maybe too many villagers on gold. He's throwing up double barracks. He's probably going to be going slingers here, which are always a little bit funny, but they'll do what they do. He's got a bunch of monkey that he can eat. Random goat over here needs to get sent back to his base. Terma coming through, going to attempt to get some damage dealt. We see one of these gazelle almost get sniped before the Terma retreating back. And now the Terma coming and going to attempt to find the gold villages here for Joe, but he's very well defended with his 5 wooden wall, 5 gold, 12 gold. How much are these? You don't get any discount on the wooden walls, the wooden wall segments, but the big walls you get 3 off, and the small ones you get a little bit off as well, I think. Anyways, looks like Skady's going to attempt to push through this wall. It's very, very weak. Very, very weak. Maybe it would have been better to put houses across here. Who knows? Now, is Joe making anything? He's not making any units. We've got an armory up already. Priest popping out of the temple here to try and take down the Promethean. Can move over and repair this. Maybe it looks like the priest getting microed back with that Promethean pull there. Another priest coming out for Joe. As he's happily just gathering away here. Villagers over here, very happy to be finally gathering. And now 1 priest does go down. Promethean coming back in as Skady is going to consistently attempt to pull that priest back. But now the Promethean does go down. And there we go, pulling it back as it's a Promethean offspring. Before coming back onto this wall. Very, very low HP right now. So these Terma attempt to take it down. And it's just falling, and he's going to be in here attacking this gold mine. There is about 1,400 gold left. Joe has to retreat back. We do see a shockwave coming in. That's going to hit a couple of these villagers. Still no Nephiles coming through for Joe. As 1 villager almost dies. These villagers are all going to come back onto the food here probably. Joe's got 500 gold in the bank, so he does want to simply just get to the heroic age at this point. Doesn't need his gold, but he has a gold mine over here he can possibly grab. Very hard to attack this and this. We see the priest going down. Terma can possibly just move in and attack the villagers underneath this town center here as well if he wants to just push Joe off on that one. Joe still not advancing, still very, very low. In fact, he doesn't have 500 gold anymore. Maybe he's making a couple of slingers, but we'll see how he goes. The Terma going to come in and snipe these slingers as well. Nice micro from Joe, immediately pulling the Terma. Sorry, nice micro from Skady, immediately pulling the Terma that were under fire. He actually didn't lose a single Terma with that raid, getting a villager kill. He can just run back through here. We see the wall attempting to get rebuilt by Joe. Gets the gold income before sending his villagers back into his town center. Lots of idle villagers up here for Joe. And now the Terma coming in on this side. Still trying to move in and get some snipes. You can basically move in and split up these Terma just a little bit to snipe those slingers. But nice micro there from Joe to garrison the slingers. Doesn't lose any of them. And still, funnily enough, no... What is Joe doing? I think he's just spamming slingers here. He's decided he's not going to make it to the next stage. He's just going to spam slingers. As all the gold control from Skady is maybe just too much for him. Another Promethean going to attempt to take down the wall. And Skady still just trying to poke his head in here. Pick off some of the slingers. But Joe should garrison. Oh, he doesn't. He loses one slinger there. Nice micro from Skady yet again. That's a lot of resources there. 84 resources. Yes, the Terma is 95. So it's a little bit more. But slingers still costly. Even if they're a little bit cheaper because of set. The village is just trying to get on this gold mine, but he just can't get access to it just yet. Maybe Joe, if he can, maybe Joe can fight this at some point. At some point, he needs more slingers. Maybe get his Pharaoh involved. He's got 200 gold left. See the hero Terma looking to move in and get some more villager kills. Another armory going up? Question mark. I guess to block the Terma from running through his base as he's moving over onto this gold mine. Nice play there from Joe. It's good idea. Good building positioning. Meanwhile, second town center up for Skady. In a really, really good position, but he does have to start farming. Oh, no, he doesn't. He's got a lot of goats. Probably should have sent the goats forward. Eat those instead of farming. He doesn't go for it. Nice raid here from Skady yet again. Hits the villagers. Joe's houses. Very much non-existent at this point. Look at all of these villagers on gold here. Joe's got a lot of food in the bank. He just wants the gold to advance to the next stage. The Terma moving forward. Do we see another armory going up? No, too slow. Nice micro from Skady to kill the villager. Skady's Terma coming through here. The slingers are already here, and we see Alt X in order to deal with the shockwave. But look, the slingers come back anyways. Oh, granary. And another granary, and another granary, and now the Terma have to attack to get out. And he takes a little bit more damage from that. Nice play from Joe. Now Joe should be able to click up very, very shortly, right? If he wants to. Thea coming through. Right, Joe's short food now. This damage that Skady's doing is pretty crazy good. Terma taking down a villager. Not quite. And now the... So he can kind of sit underneath the town center, but he kind of wants to trade these away. You don't want to hold on to these for too long. Get value out of them. And then once you're there, you can go into Contariat's heroes, push through here, or you can go for Palace or something like that. We don't see that. It's Joe coming in, or Skady coming in, trying to hit off this gold mine again, but not going to do so. He can move forward. He's going for these villagers here. Nice snipe. They're only losing one Terma. It's good to trade one Terma for one villager. That's always fine. See Hashbrid's tree coming through. And what's the army composition here for Skady going to be? He's going for a third town center. So a little bit late on the third town center. Generally speaking, it's not what we see. Skady not engaging this army. I feel like he should. Just move in, kill two slingers. You split up this into two groups, move in and hit it. Nice micro from Joe. Gets a couple of hits of damage in. Some raids coming on this side. The walls are already up though. Valenberg chilling. No palace just yet, but there's a market. So are we going to be seeing early Hecate? I don't think we will. I don't feel like Skady's going to have the resources for it. Oh, he tell a lie. Skady has the resources. Ready to go. And now the Promethean going to push in. Liston Valenberg can snipe some units here. There's no priests at this point over here. Liston Valenberg gets another first blood for him. But the priest over to deny that. There's the third town center for Joe. He's still not in the heroic age. As Skady is basically just pummeling Joe. And Tartarian Gate here onto this location. He kills off 5 houses. 5 houses plus Tartarian spawn. And we see the Terma finally getting sniped here. Finally getting picked off a little bit. But again, I don't think that Sky's going to care. The power's coming up. Joe's going Hecate, or Sky's going Hecate. I'm getting everyone's names confused. So Hecate's on the way, and then we're going to be able to see the destroyers coming through and all the other good stuff. One Slinger down, one Terma down. Decent trade at this point because you don't want to have more Terma anymore. You want to just basically the Arcus destroyer or maybe some Murmillo destroyer. Get some fire siphons out. Arcus. Get the Hesperid's tree units out. See the healing coming in. Is Joe advancing? He is going through Nephthys now. But it's late. Hecate's going to hit first. 90% already up basically. So this is going to be like 50% by the time this is up. So it's 30 seconds of Tartarian Gate before the Ancestors can deny it. Or kill it or whatever. I guess he can Tartarian Gate right here as well. So he's going to use it. Oh, he kills the temple. I mean, fair enough. That stops the Scorpion Man. Looks like we're trying to get the Scorpion Man out by spamming the temple up. It's going well. Now this Infallion Bird doing so much damage, and we're just moving in onto the town center with these units. Happily trade those away, like I said, but maybe Fire Siphon at this point is the way to go instead of the destroyers. Well, lucky Valor there to get the destroyer hero. And there's Ancestors coming in, try and take down the Tartarian Gate. This has Masons here. See some Mercenary coming through. Mercenary Cavalry, Scorpion Man, Giraffe, Crocodiles. Meanwhile, this Infallion Bird is just killing everything. This does so much damage here. The Promethean Offspring as well. Joe's not paying attention because he's getting attacked everywhere. So he's not getting a town bell getting told that this location's under attack. When he looks over there and realizes all those units are dead, I reckon he just taps out. And this damage that that these minions are doing is just really not that much. I mean, he should be able to kill off the Tartarian Gate, I guess. Now more destroyers coming in. Starting to take the town center down. Priests, sniping dryads, all the good stuff. More mercenary cavalry coming in, trying to take down the Tartarian Gate. Some villagers over here, or priests over here to take down the Tartarian spawns. Once the Tartarian Gate goes down. But all of the villagers over here have fallen. Every single villager here on this gold mine has fallen. Joe, what are you doing? They all died. He's defended though. Joe's still alive for the time being. Another palace coming down in the face of Skady. Of Joe. Skady putting up a temple in the face of Joe. God, I can't do this right now. Bunch of axemen coming out now for Joe in order to deal with the push here. But like I said, Fire Siphon would have been much better, right? Fire Siphon seemed good against this army comp because they don't have any real answer to it. I see some mercenary cavalry coming out, but there's no way Joe can afford this. This Infallion Bird is going to chill over here, try and get some kills while the fighting's happening, and Joe's just not paying attention to it. He finally moves over here, and now the Infallion Bird going to be getting sniped by the Pharaoh. Finally, it goes down after this MVP Infallion Bird just did ridiculous damage. So many units here for Joe is just holding on for dear life. And Skady not really making good decisions here. He's got the palace up in the face of his opponent, but he needs to figure out his next step. He can't really fight this. Can't really be going for this fight here. The Infallion Birds get sniped by these priests. Nice play. But beyond that, Mercenary Cavalry are going to just keep coming out. These are so strong. Look at the pierce armor and hack armor of a Mercenary Cavalry. Just really, really high. It's almost as if they're in the heroic age. It's almost as if they've got full iron compared to these units. If you compare it, 15. Like obviously they've got a lifespan, so it's different. But if they tank any damage, they're getting super value. We see the palace going down as Skady is still pushing in, but what is he doing? Looks like he's very low on gold. He's spreading his villages out onto every single gold mine, though. What's his upgrades looking like? He's got shaft mine. Needs to think about getting. Obviously, needs to think about getting quarry because he's so short on gold. But maybe he just spent it all or something. I don't know. More Infallion Birds coming out. Now we're seeing Skady attempt to push in, as Joe is somehow still alive in this game. Like, he took so much damage, and he's still alive. And this is just basically poor decision making from Skady, I think. We see a Migdal Stronghold going up over here. The Arcus gets sniped. This Migdal Stronghold will 110% go up, and the Axemen just moving over here. Look at all these Axemen. 16 to deal with the destroyers. You kind of just need to make either make Fire's Life instead of the destroyers, or it gets Contarius as well. Mix Contarius in. You need something which does damage that tanks. Now Joe is just defended, and Joe's fine now. Like, yes, he's taken a lot of damage, but his economy's good. There's no more power spikes for Skady. Like, Titan is the next power spike, but I don't know if he gets it, right? Sure. And he hasn't got any upgrades. I have no idea what happened to Skady's economy here. His economy looks absolutely shot. He needs irrigation and flood control as well, whereas Joe's got irrigation. That's why he's got so many of these units here. This is just really well played by Joe to stay alive. Sten Falkenberg getting pulled back. Look, and the mercenary cavalry popping out, running straight in onto these Arcus. Joe knows exactly what he needs to do to defend against this army composition. Mercenary cavalry into the Arcus ball so they focus him down. 50% pierce armor. Like, he stays alive for so long. Imagine the Arcus turn. We get to see exactly what's happening. There's so many Arcus targeting this down. And that's like 5 volleys there, as opposed to 1 volley or 2 volleys against an Axeman who dies that quick. So Joe can just sit here and defend forever. We're seeing fortified town centers coming through. And Joe's just going to hold out for the late game, where Set's going to be a beast against this Oranos, I guess. Like going Horus, getting out the Horus Axemen, Horus Spearmen, Avengers. We are seeing a lot of Arcus now coming in, as Joe still needs to be making these mercenary cavalry to stay alive. He just needs like 2 or 3 every single time the Arcus come in to add to his army as tanks. I mean, alternatively, you could just get out some siege towers. The question is, what does Skady do? He's walled off both sides, so he's cut any possibilities of trade. And gold mines, there's still a fair amount of gold, but it will expire if Skady can just keep putting pressure on it. Like the mercenary cavalry coming back out again. They do a bunch of damage. And Skady retreating back, but he's random citizen gonna get sniped. He's trying to go and finish this wall off. Feels bad, Skady. Joe throwing just a little bit. Shouldn't be taking these fights. He just needs to get Mythic Age. He should fight if... Mythic Age is coming in. It's all right. It's all good. Mythic Age coming in for Joe. He's going to have a big power spike from the temple. Get out all of those myth units. All the rhinos. Everything. Rhinos. Avenger. You can even start spamming those as well. Really strong against this. He doesn't kill the units, but he's going to kill the palace. And you look at these units. They're all going to die very quickly to the chariot archers. Very quickly. Meanwhile, all these units coming in for Joe. These are such strong rhinoceros. I would be surprised to see Joe not... He's got 80 favor. I would be surprised to see Joe not make a ton of rhinoceros of set here. And get feral. Surely you do. So strong. So good at tanking. So much damage. The higher PS armor. Really good at this stage of the game before all the upgrades come in. The Avenger coming in. This is going to be disgusting. Avenger, come on. Don't stop at the front. We're right here. Oh, Hero Arcus getting converted. So the units retreating back. The Avenger comes in. Oh. He killed a couple. Needed to get in there. And Skady taps out. GG! Well played by Joe. Somehow managing to survive here. Big throws from Skady. I mean, this is exactly what Oranos is. Oranos is this beast that'll run out of steam, so you have to figure out a way to not run out of steam, which is why the Titan is so good. I think Titan Age, instead of pushing in here, or Fire Siphon maybe, would have been the better idea, especially when there was all slingers, and then especially when the Axemen came in. Just going, I think Skady may have just blindly went with the Destroyer Arcus Ball because it is a strong comp, but it's not strong against Axemen. Axemen, and not strong against Mercenary Cavalry with Axemen as well, because the Cavalry tank. And that's the big problem there. If there's no Mercenary Cavalry, I'm pretty sure Arcus Destroyer wins the Axemen Slinger comp or Axemen Chariot Archer comp. But with the Mercenary Cavalry, everything changes. And Joe does manage to take this game, wins the first game. We'll move on to game number 2 very shortly. If you guys are enjoying these games, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.